Right now, as you're watching this, there are things happening all around you that your brain is quietly getting wrong. These are things you experience every single day. Things you trust completely. And yet, they aren't what you think they are. We all move through life, assuming we understand the basics. Right. Time, our own choices, memories, other people. But what if I told you that some of the most familiar parts of your everyday life are actually illusions your mind constructs for you? Let's dive in. First, let's talk about time. Time feels smooth, continuous. It flows second by second, moment by moment. But here's the strange part. You never actually experience the present. By the time your brain processes what's happening, that moment is already in the past. Everything you see, everything you hear, everything you feel is delayed, just slightly. Your brain takes all these different delays and stitches them together to create the feeling of now. That smooth, uninterrupted flow of time. It's a construction. This is exactly why time sometimes feels like it's flying by, and other times it seems to drag on forever. Time itself doesn't change. Your brain's perception of it does. Second, your choices. It feels like you make decisions consciously. You think things over, weigh the options, and then you choose. But a huge number of your decisions are actually made before you're even aware of them. Your brain evaluates options automatically, emotionally, and subconsciously. By the time you feel like you've decided to buy that coffee or click on this video, you're often just becoming aware of what your brain already leaned toward. You know that gut feeling, that instant preference for one thing over another. That's your brain's rapid decision-making process happening below the surface of your awareness. Your conscious mind arrives fashionably late to the party and happily takes all the credit for the decision. Third, other people. It feels like we see people as they truly are. We look at someone and think we have a good read on them. But mostly, what we're seeing are our own assumptions. Our brains are designed for efficiency, so they fill in the gaps instantly using mental shortcuts. We see confidence and assume it means competence. We see hesitation and assume it means weakness. But these shortcuts, while efficient, aren't always accurate. You're not seeing people directly. You're seeing a prediction of them, a mental model your brain has built based on past experiences and biases. You're reacting to your idea of the person, not the person themselves. Fourth on our list is silence. Silence feels like nothing, like the complete absence of sound. But true, absolute silence doesn't really exist for us. Even in the quietest, most soundproofed room imaginable, your own nervous system is active. You can hear your own breathing, the beat of your heart, maybe even a faint, high-pitched ringing that you usually ignore. That sound isn't coming from the room. It's coming from your brain. When there's no external sound to process, your brain starts listening to itself. So, silence isn't empty. It's just sound without a clear, external source. It's the background noise of your own biology. Fifth, let's talk about memory. Our memories feel like little video recordings stored in our heads. We think of them as moments we can pull up and replay, just as they happened. But memory doesn't work that way at all. Every single time you remember something, your brain rebuilds that memory from scratch. And with each reconstruction, details can shift. Emotions attached to the memory can change, and the original context can fade. You don't recall memories, you recreate them. This is why two people can remember the exact same event in completely different ways. It is also why you can feel absolutely certain about details that never happen quite the way you remember. Memory feels solid and reliable, but in reality, it's incredibly fluid and malleable. Number 6 is attention. It feels like you're aware of everything happening in your immediate surroundings, but your attention is actually incredibly narrow. Like a spotlight in a dark room. Your brain filters almost all of reality out. Right now, you probably don't notice yourself blinking. You don't notice the constant hum of the refrigerator or the traffic outside. You don't notice the familiar objects sitting on your desk. Your mind automatically highlights what it deems important in the moment and pushes everything else into the background. This is why you can sometimes miss something that is obviously right in front of you. In attentional blindness, you didn't fail to see it. Your brain just decided it didn't matter enough to bring to your conscious attention. And finally, number 7. Control. It feels like you are in control of your inner world. Your thoughts, your reactions, your emotions, but so many of them arise automatically. Without your permission, a thought just appears in your head before you choose to think it. An emotion like anger or joy rises up before you even understand why. Your brain reacts first, and you interpret that reaction later. Real control isn't about stopping these reactions from happening. That's nearly impossible. Real control is about noticing them as they arise before they sweep you away. That awareness creates a small gap, a space where you can choose how to respond instead of just reacting on autopilot. So much of our everyday life feels solid, obvious, and real. But as we've seen, much of it is actually interpretation, prediction, and reconstruction. This isn't because your brain is broken or flawed. It's because this is the most efficient and effective way to navigate an incredibly complex world. Once you start to notice these little illusions, ordinary moments begin to feel different. They become more flexible, more interesting, and maybe just a little less certain than they used to be. And that's a fascinating way to see the world. Thanks for watching. And if you found this interesting, consider subscribing for more.